my name's Lexi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing this Halo Sunset Eye, so if this is something that you'd want to see, keep watching. First I'm going to take this bright yellow shade and I'm going to use my Morphe E27 brush. This is just a bigger blending brush. The palette that I'm using is the Picasso palette by Morphe. It's $12. You can get this palette at morphe.com. I'll leave the link below for y'all. I'm just taking this yellow shade and I'm using it as my base shade, so it's going all over my lid, and this is just going to help everything blend out smoothly. Next I'm taking the Zulu by Juvia's palette, and I'm taking this yellow shade. It's just a little bit of a deeper yellow than what the original yellow that I used from the Morphe palette is, so I'm just sticking that in my crease and kind of all over just to deepen up that crease a little bit. Now I'm taking my Morphe M518 brush. This is just a crease fluff brush. So I'm going to pick up that same palette that we just used, and I'm going to be using this top orange shade. And with that, I'm just going to stick it in my crease and just kind of blend it all the way through. Next I'm bringing out the holy grail of palettes, my absolute favorite palette, which is the Jaclyn Hill Palette. I'm taking this orange red shade, and the name of it's going to be Hunts. So this shade appears to be more of a red on the actual palette, but once you place it on your skin, it's got more of an orange tone to it. I'm using the same brush, the M518, and I'm just placing it right below my crease and in that outer corner. And then I'm going to grab a smaller brush. This is my M578 brush. It's just like a smaller buffer brush. And I'm going to take that product that I just placed on that outer corner and just bring it around my crease. You want to keep the center of your eyelid as clear as possible of shadow, because you are going to be taking a lighter shade there, which will create the halo eye. But I'm just taking that product up and just kind of blending it with my crease. Using this flat brush by Face Secrets, I'm going to take that same shade, the orangish red, the name of it was Hunts. I'm going to take that shade and I'm going to place it in my inner corner. And then I'll just blend it towards the center of my eyelid. After you see me do that, I'm going to kind of create a line in my crease using that same shade just to connect the outer portion of my eye and the inner part. I'm taking this smudge brush from e.l.f. I think I use this in like every single one of my videos, but this brush is amazing and it's only $1. But I'm taking that brush and I'm going to take the shade underneath Hunts, which is Jax. This is probably my favorite shade in the palette. It's kind of like a deep maroon, but I'm just taking that and I'm going to darken up my crease, just kind of give it more depth. I'm also taking that shade and just bringing it down to that outer corner and also my inner corner. That way it blends in with that previous shade that we used. Now I'm going back to my favorite brush. It's the first brush we used. It's the Morphe E27. And I'm just blending out all of those shadows. Notice I didn't add any product to my brush. I'm just taking it and I'm just making sure that they're all blended in together. I'm going back to that yellow shade in the Zulu by Juvia's palette. And I'm just placing that around the corners of those orange shades just to make sure that they all blend in smoothly. You don't want any harsh lines from the orange and the yellow shades that we're using. I'm I'm also using that brush to just smooth out the outer corner. I'm going to blend everything outwards, that way it all flows. Now I'm taking Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the shade Light. And I'm going to take a flat brush. This brush is from Estee Lauder, just a skinnier flat brush. But I'm going to use this to cut out the center of my eye. I'm taking that brush with just a small amount of product on there, and I'm just going to create a line going downwards. I say a small amount of product because it's better to not have enough product and have to build up rather than to have too much and mess up your eyeshadow that you just worked on. I'm taking this creamy yellow shade in my Velvet Touch Eyeshadow Island Breeze palette. I began picking up that product with a flat brush. This is the one that I used earlier by Face Secrets. And I'm just placing that right over the top of where I put the concealer. I'm taking this Real Techniques. This is a fine line brush, and I'm going back with that same concealer. I'm just going to clean up the line going into my crease. Same whenever you're doing a cut crease, you want to make sure that you're not opening your eye or trying not to blink because you don't want that concealer to get all over your lid. Taking that yellow shade from the e.l.f. palette that we used earlier, I'm just going to take it and go right over the concealer that I just cleaned up. Back to the flat brush by Estee Lauder, I'm just going to kind of fan out the product that's on my lid and just kind of blend it in with those orange tones. I'm taking this yellow shade again because I did want my lids to appear a little bit brighter, so I'm just going to take my smudge brush and go back over it. Here I'm just blending out the corners of the inside of my lid, and that's just to make sure that everything blends out nicely and we have a cleaner look. Going back to that orange shade, I'm going to put that right outside of the yellow that I just placed on my lid, and that's just going to help that transition from a yellow to a lighter orange and then to a deeper orange. Using that buffer brush again by Morphe, I'm just going to take all of the shades and make sure that they're blending in together really nicely. And for the last shade, I'm just going back with Jack's, and I'm going to take that in my outer corner just to kind of deepen it up a little bit. And then I'm going to do the same thing in my inner corner. I'm using the same brush. I didn't pick up any more product. I'm just using what I had left over. Now to add more shimmer, I'm going back with that e.l.f. cream shadow. I am using my fingertip just because I find that the pigment is a lot better whenever doing so rather than coming from a brush. Alright y'all, I went ahead and did my full face off camera. That way I could come back and show you how I'm going to do my bottom lash line. First, I'm going to coat my bottom waterline with this e.l.f. pencil liner. I usually use Tarte, the double take liner, but for some reason I cannot find it anywhere. So I'm just going to coat this on my bottom waterline and also my top waterline. Now I'm coating my lashes with Scandalized by Rimmel, and one coat's good because I am going to apply falsies. Now I'm taking this so-called liner brush from e.l.f., also only $1. And I'm taking that yellow shade that we used, and I'm going to put that all underneath my waterline. You want to get that as close as possible to your waterline without poking yourself in the eye. The next shade I'm taking is the orange shade, and I'm going to take that, I'm going to leave it away from the center of my eye, but I'm going to take it on the outer corner of the lower line and the inner corner, and that's just to match what I have on my lid. Taking the deepest shade, which was Jack's, I'm going to place that exactly where I placed the orange, just a little bit higher, so a little bit closer to my waterline, and that's just to give it kind of like a fade out effect. Lastly, I'm taking that yellow cream shade, and I'm going to place that directly in the center where the yellow shadow is, and this is again just going to match up with my upper lid. You can use a regular powder shimmer shade to do this, but I'm going to use Cover FX. This is the Custom Enhancer Drops, and this is in the shade Moonlight. I'm going to dab some on the back of my hand. You do not need a lot of product for this at all, but I'm just going to take that and highlight my brow bone with it. This is the final look. I hope y'all enjoyed. If there's anything else you'd like to see, please just let me know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, y'all.